Hello, beautiful people. It's Leah Zengele here. Welcome to this YouTube channel. If you're coming across this YouTube channel for the first time, welcome. If you're a return subby and all the new subscribers, you are welcome. Feel at home, and you are highly appreciated for the data and airtime that you're using to watch my videos. You are highly appreciated. Now, in this video, I would like to steal a moment and talk about an interview that I came across last week, which is an interview that I saw on POV, Point of View, by Gigi Lamayne. Gigi Lamayne has her own YouTube channel as well, and should I call it a podcast? Because to me, its setup looks more like a podcast. And she interviews people a lot on her show. I don't know even if there is any other thing that she is doing on her podcast, because all I see is the interviews. I've watched several of the interviews that she did. Now, a while ago, she interviewed a pastor called J. Israel. For those who do know J. Israel, personally, I started knowing J. Israel at the time where Jackie Pamotse, after lockdown or during lockdown, no, it was after lockdown, where Jackie Pamotse decided to go on live and taught us a lot of things that are happening behind rituals and so on and so on. So, in one of her lives, she had J. Israel. It was the first time personally I saw J. Israel. Now, from then onwards, I tried to dig to find out who J. Israel is. So I discovered that J. Israel is a self-confessed fake pastor. He confesses that he was once a fake pastor, and he used to use certain powers and rituals from the dark world to lead the congregation. And then he's still on that mission even now, to say he was that. So he has a new kind of audience, the audience that would like to know what happens behind the scenes of these miracle power pastors. And there's a lot to learn from the things that he says. And I used to be very skeptical about some of the things that he says, because I felt like, what if he's just chasing clout and he's just tapping into the kind of conversations that he knows black people in particular we are very interested in. Superpowers, black magic, dark forces. We are into that kind of conversations. So, and then until I saw this particular interview that I'm talking about, where Gigi Lamayne was interviewing a lady called Nicole Peters. Nicole Peters is gorgeous, is beautiful. She used to be a DJ. From what I could gather in that interview is that she has stopped being a DJ. I'm not so sure whether she stopped because of what happened to her, or she stopped because she's just tired, and that she's on a break, or is a full stop. I'm not so sure. But from what I could gather, I got goosebumps, and I also had, many emotions that I cannot explain. And I also discovered that it brought back bad memories. It awakened certain fears that I have gathered from my personal experience, which I'm not going to get to right now. My main aim is to talk about this one. And I realized that there is a lot of manipulation, and that can destroy you in terms of being involved with these men that are so-called pastors and these men that are the so-called men of God. That's where the danger is. With these men of God, that is exactly where the danger is, in my view. This is bad. This is bad because it destroys you. And the kind of abuse that you're getting from them, and the kind of what can I say, the kind of manipulations that you're going through there, they leave you shattered. They leave you not even being able to move on seamlessly. You find that you have so many problems. You end up having trust issues that are very, very deep. You cannot trust anybody. And I think this is one of the areas that are taken very lightly, because our world is still more Christian based, haholo, religious based, haholo, and that's where the danger is. Many of us are so destroyed by the very same churches, the very same religious spaces that everybody is trusting around. And when you come out and say, this person in the religious space has done this to me, what do you get? You get doubt. So much doubt around you. You get being accused of you are not mentally well. You get accused of you are undermined in general by the whole society. You end up doubting yourself too. You end up doubting yourself that, man, maybe, how can I be the only one that is seeing this about this person, whereas the whole community and the whole society is seeing a whole different person. So what happened between Nicole and Jay is very bad. And to think that Jay has confessed that he has slept with more than 1,000 women. Hey, more. He says more. And for some reason, I believe him, because you'll see there is a clip. I'll first play the clip of Nicole Peters' interview with Gigi Lamayne, where she takes you into how they met and what happened, and you'll be so surprised because their relationship was very short. In her words, it was less than 2 months, but the kind of things that she speaks about and says have happened in that relationship will leave you shocked that at what time did that happen. But I guess that's what happens when you meet a toxic person, when you meet a person with agendas, when you meet a person that is very dangerous for your soul and your being. Bayakugila ngesizulu bathi uyangila. Bayakugila. Because that's what they came there for. They came to you for ukukugila. That's all they came there for. So they don't waste time. When they get into your life, they have came to gila you, they will gila you. Make no mistake. So please watch Nicole's interview and Jay's confession. I'll also play Jay's confession as to what he did with women. You'll be so surprised. These are the kinds of things that are happening in our lives. We may wish them away, but they are part of the things that are destroying women. So many women are destroyed by powerful dark forces. And Thank you for watching. I will not say anything after you watching it. Just comment down below after watching those 2 interviews. Tell me what you think. Thank you so much. Bye.
Multi-talented, they say. Nicola Peters, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Right,
it's so good to be here. Thank you so much. I've been wanting to do this for a long time, and I think this is just right.
This is just right. Yeah. And I just want to commend you. People have come out today in support of you. Because this is a huge step you've taken, a very, very huge step you've taken. And I just want to say that after this episode, I hope you find healing. I hope this is a new beginning for you. I hope you get to speak your truth from your point of view. And I really, really hope that young people from around the world can learn from you. And that's the biggest thing for me. I think what everybody wants to know, and I'm going to jump straight into it, how did you meet Jay?
So I don't know who told Jay about me, because I had never heard of Jay or met him personally, but he contacted me via WhatsApp. He sent me a message to DJ at a housewarming party that he was planning, and he said he heard about me and that I was a DJ, and someone recommended him and he wanted to hire me. So that was the first I ever heard of Jay Israel, and then he directed me to his Instagram. He sent me like his Instagram link, and then I thought, okay, wow, he's a pastor, okay. Pastor wants a DJ at a housewarming party, but I was like, okay,
right? Yeah.
Pastors turn up, okay.
Holy water. With holy water, no? I know this is probably not part of anything, but did you get paid for the gig?
No, there was no housewarming party.
oh, okay. So it was just randomly going to DJ. You actually did DJ though?
Yeah, I am a DJ. Was a DJ. I've basically put that behind me now. Like starting a new life, new way of life. So yeah, but I was a DJ for quite a few years.
Yeah, and I'm glad you're saying that, because some people would have actually thought you're here for clout. Maybe you're trying to get bookings, but you have put it behind you. Yeah. And this means that this is a very genuine conversation we're going to have. So at this point, you get invited to the housewarming.
So there actually wasn't. Well, I don't know if there was a housewarming party, but that's like what he brought to me as. But that actually died down, and then we just started talking and getting to know each other, and he seemed like a really nice guy, really funny and stuff. We used to call and text all the time, and that was like April 2019. Yeah, and in May 2019 is when I actually like met him face to face. We actually like went for dinner.
Yeah,
and I met him for the first time. And even before I met him in person, we were already talking about, like, he was like, he's ready to get married, he wants kids, and that's what I've always wanted as well. So, I was like, okay, we relate to each other. He's a man of God. He the church, you can't go wrong there. It's obviously a good thing. It's not like, someone I found in the club or somewhere else, so I was like, this is going well. And so even before I met him and stuff, we were already talking about being in a relationship together. Yeah. And it was just like when we met, that was like, okay, it's like official now. And he asked me officially, like, I really like you, I want to be with you. And that's how we started.
Did you feel honored that he was asking you to be his girlfriend? I mean, now you've seen the social media, you've seen this guy clearly has a following.
To be honest, because I'm a DJ and stuff, I've been around that life. I was part of that life. I'm not the kind of person to ever be with someone because of who they are out there. I've been with people who are even like more famous than Jay, and I've never been one to be seen around them, because with me it's about true love. Like, I love truly. I want to be with someone not because of what they have or who they are out there, but it's to me it's what matters is what's inside.
Absolutely.
And how we relate to each other. And with Jay, in the beginning, like, we did relate to each other well. He was so funny. Like, calm, peaceful. He just had that about him. So I was like, okay.
Did you guys ever pray together?
Funny enough, no. But he always did say that he's gonna pray for me. And in the beginning, he always used to say that meeting me was such a big blessing to him. And ever since I came into his life, he's been so lucky. And my happiness is his success. So, it's just like when you don't know anything and you don't suspect anything, and from the beginning I think I was already like under some kind of spell, because things didn't make sense to me. Nothing made sense. Like in the back of my mind at the time, it's like you think this isn't right, but you don't click. You don't see things for what they really are. So when he used to say all that to me, it's just like, oh, he loves me. He loves me. Okay. He's gonna pray about me.
Yeah, exactly. And did he ever gift you? Like, what were his what do they call it? Love languages. Now in the relationship you're inside, like,
To be honest, I can say the most, like in terms of gift wise or money wise, I think the most I got or did with Jay is like we went to like a dermatologist together, because like we wanted to sort out our skin and stuff. I think the bill was like 16,000 rand, and that's like the most he's ever like done for me, to say like this is doing this with you. But to say shopping sprees or anything like that, no. But I also wasn't looking for any of that.
Now at this time, did he already have a position in the church? And were there conversations about you becoming, we call it mamfundis, like the what
like the
mom
woman
of
the
God?
church?
Yes, mommy, the mother. Yes.
Yeah, he actually did. We spoke about all that, and I was like, people are gonna judge me. I'm a DJ, my tattoos all over. He was like, no, church is not like that. My people aren't gonna judge you. It doesn't matter. All that doesn't matter. But like 2 weeks after that, like the script changed a lot. It was like at the time he was under Elf Lukau, and that was his mom and dad, and he didn't tell them about me, like say my name, but like on the phone he was telling them like I met a girl and I want to get married to her and stuff. But the script changed because he was like, I need to stop DJing, I need to like go and get my tattoos removed. Everything needed to change. And there's been so many other men to come to me and be like, marry me and I'll give you the world. And I was always like, no, keep that. I want my career. Like, if you can't accept my career, I don't want to just come and be your housewife or something. So I don't understand like why I said yes to him for everything. But yeah, I was like willing to quit DJing and do anything.
But like you're saying, it becomes almost like a spell, right?
Yeah.
Were they like, what were some of the things that were out of character that you found yourself doing in the relationship? I mean, out of character where you're just like, no man, I wouldn't do this for my friend. I wouldn't, like, what am I doing?
I think that was the most shocking thing for me to say, like, I'm gonna leave DJing, because at the time, like, that was my life and that's what I was so passionate about and I loved it. So for me, that was like really out of character. And like in the beginning, things were good. He moved into my apartment because at the time his house wasn't ready. It was like being renovated and stuff. So obviously being in a relationship, I'm like, oh, don't like stay at the hotel. You can come and move in with me. And when now it became our house, when it's ready, we're gonna move into there and stuff like that. And like when he moved in, there were a lot of oils and sprays and things that came as well. And like me thinking, anointing oil, this is what he uses to pray with. I was like, okay, sure, like, put his oils there. And
All right.
And like so much things happened after that. There was a time where, we were getting into it. We were like in the lounge, and he turned off the lights, like the lights were off and stuff. And like I was laying down and stuff, and then I noticed he got up and he went to get something. I didn't even see what. I didn't see what he was holding. I just felt him like wipe me. And then I was like, why is he wiping me?
Is this before or after the deed? This is not after.
Like, this is before. Like, we getting into it. We were just like kissing and stuff,
Yeah.
And yeah, like he got up and like he wiped me. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
No, I know what you mean with the girls. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like so confused. I was like, why is he wiping me and stuff? And then afterwards, it was all done. Like the lights, obviously I turned the lights on, and that's when I saw that I was bleeding. It wasn't that time of the month. It wasn't something that normally happens. Maybe if I bled after, you can be like, okay,
maybe
sometimes, things like that happen. But no, it was like I was full on bleeding before anything. And the fact that is he like wiped me, as in like he saw us bleeding. If it was a normal
most boys get turned
it
off.
would be like, oh, you bleeding? Like, why are you bleeding? But no, like he actually wiped me. And I didn't even see what he wiped me with. Or in the moment, like after I saw that I was bleeding, I was panicked. I was freaked out. I didn't even bother to look and see like, where's the towel that he wiped me with, or where's anything. I was like, what's going on? And he was acting so worried. He was like, this is not a good sign. This is a bad sign. And I'm like, bad sign? What do you mean? He's like, no, somebody's doing something to you. And I was like, what do you mean? And so he was like, who's your ex before me? I took my phone, I showed him a picture.
Oh, ex.
He was like, he was like, I'm going to go into the bedroom and I'm going to pray about this. Not me finding out later on when he took my phone to do all that, he also hacked my phone. Like, it wasn't just spiritual things. It was like a lot of many different forms of weird things. And bear in mind that this was like 2 or 3 weeks into a relationship, he like hacked my phone. And I'm not like a cheating kind of person. I hardly even talk to many men. I was like, why would he need to hack my phone and do things
so what
like
was
that?
he looking for? Like, was he looking for proof that you're like cheating? Was he just wanting to have surveillance over your life?
For a while, I didn't even know my phone was hacked. My phone started doing like weird things, like opening messages by itself. Like there was a time I was holding my phone, and like when you open a message,
and then it starts,
and then the blue goes off.
Yes,
but then
yes,
you can say like unread.
Unread, yeah.
But then it like if you sent me 3 messages and I didn't open it, it will be like the blue with like 3.
Yes.
And then if I say like mark as unread, then it will just be a blue dot. It won't be like 3 messages or whatever. So my phone was doing that a lot, and I've never had my phone hacked, so I didn't know what was going on in that sense as well. But after that happened, things started getting very strange, and I started feeling very weird. I don't eat meat. I gave up eating meat because I love animals. Like I gave up eating meats when I was around like 12 or so, 12, 13. I'd never wanted meat since then. And after all of that happened, like I was craving beef all the time. I wanted meat. Like, and Jay used to love beef, so beef was always in the apartment. And like he used to travel a lot, like going and preaching everywhere and stuff. So there were times like I would be alone, and then it's like I'm craving this meat, and I'm fighting it. It's like, why are you craving meat? Like, no, you're not gonna eat this cow. You're not gonna eat this dead cow. I remember getting the steak out.
Dead cow. Dead cow.
I was literally there, like I cut it, and I was just like don't do it. Don't do it. And I'm like, and then I ate it, and it's like I felt so bad. I didn't tell anyone. I didn't tell my friends. I was like, how do you go around preaching you love animals, don't eat animals, and here you are eating our steak. So like I didn't tell anyone about that. But days later when and I didn't tell Jay anything about that. But days later when Jay came back in town, we went to a restaurant and a waiter came and told us the specials and stuff, and they were meat. So I said to the waiter, like, I don't eat meat. And Jake turned to me and he said, yeah, you eat meat when you get home. And I was like, how does he know what to, like, you know, I felt so guilty, like,
how does he know? Yeah.
Like, did he see that?
Did you speak to anybody about that? Not even on your phone, let's say, because at this point you're kind of suspecting your phone is hacked, right?
No.
So how did you feel now watching, I mean, he came through to the show. He said a lot of things. But how did you feel now watching the show, you know? And I think, like, what were some of the biggest triggers for you?
Okay, before we get there, let me like finish off because our relationship lasted May to like mid-end June.
How?
So it was a very short thing and a lot happened in a short frame of time.
Girl, you moved in with him. He moved in with you.
Yeah. Yeah, like fully. He was there.
Could you say no to him sometimes? Or it was just like okay, take.
Everything, it was just like, you know, you think, I love this person, I trust this person. Even sometimes when things didn't make sense to me, the fact that, like, as you know, he used to do cocaine. I'm not a person who judges anybody. But, you know, for a pastor, if maybe a pastor says they smoke weed,
and God will tell you. Oh, yes. All right. Now I'm very worried about them. Now. Okay. So he used to have a habit. Yeah.
He always used to do his cocaine, and I'm like, oh, okay, if that's how you cope with life, okay, I can't judge you. I'm no one to judge you. So, okay. And then there were many other things that didn't make sense to me. But like I was saying, like after that incident happened, a lot of stuff felt strange. I felt like a weird energy around me all the time. I felt like I was uneasy. I felt like I was being watched all the time. I felt like just like scared. And I kept having dreams of snakes all the time, constantly, like I would wake up in a panic and
lots of snakes.
Yeah, just like all these kinds of different snakes. Sometimes it was snakes in a tank that were like in water, and I'm like looking at them and like they're trying to attack me. And then a lot of the time it was like I'm trying to save, I don't know why, but I used to dream of saving puppies. Like these puppies were being sacrificed to these snakes, and I'm there like saving these puppies, like no. And like weird dreams of snakes all the time. And I didn't tell Jay this for a while. So there was a time I went to Durban and surprised him. Like it wasn't a surprise because he knew on my phone, because I kept saying to my friend, like, I'm going to Durban, I'm going to surprise him. But like he acted surprised, and then I pitched up in Durban. I was there with him for a while, like a few days, and like we had an argument. Like things started getting bad between us. We would argue a lot and fight a lot,
and you wouldn't understand why. Like, where is this coming from?
And he was hardly around, so he was always gone and stuff. So, but you know, you just think that's like relationship kind of things. But like he changed a lot also, like towards me. I could feel that he was different. So yeah, we were arguing and stuff a lot. And yeah, something happened in Durban. Also when I got back from Durban, I had like business plans that a friend of mine from UK was in town, and he was interested in it. Like we met up with the lawyer, the contracts were getting signed, he was on board. And then after that I went back to Durban with Jay. And we were talking about it. So I told him, like, I was like so excited. I was like, you know, he's investing, he's going to invest. We went up with the lawyer, drew up the contracts. Jay was just like, he just looked at me and he was like, yeah, I prayed about it. I don't think that's going to happen. And he, like, this guy is not serious. He's not going to invest. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, it's already, like, the lawyer's drawing up the contract. It's already done. He was like, no. And as he said, you know, like, that person just went quiet, like, didn't speak to me again. I was actually left with the lawyer's bill and everything to pay off. So yeah, it's just like so many things. And then eventually I did tell Jay about the dreams of snakes and stuff, and how I've been feeling. Again, he was like, he acted like he didn't know. Like, oh, that's strange. I wonder why.
What that could be.
Yeah, he's like, I'll pray about it. That's what he used to tell me all the time. And when we were in Durban, like, we were talking, we sat and we were speaking, and then he brought up those oils, and he was like, because he had more of the oils at the hotel room. So he was like, you see these oils, they're really powerful. He was like, don't ever touch, like, the oils and stuff, especially if you're on your period and stuff. So I was like, okay, you know, they're holy, obviously I'm not gonna touch them. And then he was saying that if he teaches me how to pray with these oils, that I can start prophesying and doing miracles. And then there's certain oils where if you use these oils and you pray with these oils, like, you can get people to do what you want. You can control and manipulate them.
So me as Gigi, I can make people faint at the concerts. Hey! All right.
There's you, Gigi. Like, I prophesy. I can see this. I can
Somebody
see
in the stadium. Your heart is heavy.
So, like, things like that he used to tell me. Like, obviously I used to be like, this is so weird. These oils are so powerful. Like, but not realizing that. And I don't know why he was telling me these things. I don't know if he felt comfortable. I don't know if he wanted us to work together. I don't know if he, like, the plan was, you know, she's going to eventually kill herself anyway. So whatever I tell her, it's never going to get out. And why I say that is because
on that note, did you feel like killing yourself a lot?
Yeah, it got really bad to a point where I can't even explain it and express it, but it's like I felt so heavy, and I even thought I was pregnant, because, like, the cravings, the way I was feeling, the pains in my body, like, I even thought, like, am I pregnant? Like, this is so weird. I wasn't pregnant. And like, it got to a point where, especially towards the end, that I was hearing voices in my head, and the voices, like, literally kept telling me, like, you don't deserve to live, like, just kill yourself, like, life is too painful. You know, I felt like life was too much. Like, you know, everything you've ever been through in life hits you like a ton of bricks. Like, the pain you felt there, the guilt you felt there, anything you've ever felt, it just hits you. You feel like there's no going back, like you shouldn't be alive. And for like two weeks it got really bad, and the dreams also got worse and stuff. And, you know, like, I didn't even know what to think and what to do. And there was one morning, it was a Saturday, I remember. I woke up and I got ready, and I went out driving, like driving nowhere. I was just going and sitting in many, like, different parking lots around, and listening to the most saddening songs. And I couldn't stop crying. And all I wanted to do, because I even drove to Sandton. I used to live in Four Ways at the time. I drove to Sandton, and then, now that it was late at night, like 9 o'clock, I was like out from the morning just driving around and doing this. And then 9 o'clock at night, I was like, let me go home. On Nicole, all I saw, like I just wanted to put my foot full force on the accelerator, hit into a tree. I kept seeing trees, along on the road. And it's like, hit into that tree or just go through there or just do something. And I kept fighting. Like I just kept fighting. And then I finally got home. And before I even walked inside, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Before
no,
I
this
even
is hard
walked
for me.
inside-
Can I please just... This is hard for me.
Before I even walked inside, like, again, I was just crying. And I got inside. I drank all the alcohol I could find. And I don't drink alcohol, so, like, that also, like, I was drunk. I went from 0 to 100. I got, like, super wasted, and I started cutting myself, like, all year, like these cuts all day. I started cutting myself.
I can see them, yeah.
And I messaged my friend who was my neighbor, and I said to her, like, don't be scared, but please come here. I need you to come here, because I've cut myself before, a long time ago when I was like a teenager, but like the way I started cutting myself now, and something kept telling me, go deeper, like I just knew I wasn't gonna stop. And so I said to her, like, I remember there was blood everywhere. I said to her, like, please don't be scared, but I need you, please come. So she came with her husband to me, and the last thing I remember that night was I was screaming, I was crying, I was like, why is he doing this to me? I remember saying, like, why is he doing this to me? And I was vomiting everywhere, and I passed out. The next thing I remember was in the morning when I woke up in bed, I called that same friend, and she's literally the only one who can ever say she witnessed this.
Yeah.
Because I said to her, like, don't think I'm crazy, because when I woke up, I felt light. I felt happy. I felt peaceful. When she walked into my room, I was like, I feel so happy. And I said to her, like, don't think I'm crazy, but like, I want to go to church. Like, I want to get baptized. Like, I know that night, I know that's when God, like, found me.
Yeah.
I know that night is the night that, like, finally, like, I can say God saved me. Because
that I have to follow. Then they told me, now, after sleeping with every woman, I must make sure that I use a towel to wipe the private part. The towel that I use to wipe the private part, I must take the towel and keep it. Every week, I must gather all my towels, go to a certain place where nobody is. And as I go wherever I decide to go, it's either I make a room in my house that no one is going to enter, or I make sure that I keep all my towels and all my things for rituals in a very safe place where no one is going to touch. I'm the only one who was allowed to touch the towels. So now, being given the instructions and everything, now I didn't know that these were just elementary instructions. There were deeper instructions that I was to receive as time went by. Because upon arrival, they don't just bombard you with heavy sacrifices. They give you light stuff. So I was like, as long as I can still have sex, it's fine. As long as I can still have sex, it's okay. I mean, who wants marriage? Well, what will I even be doing? Why should I get married? If I can have money, fame, and power, why should I get married? So now, coming back to Zimbabwe, Coming back to Zimbabwe, I've been told the conditions. After sleeping with every woman, wipe them, keep the towel, and then afterwards, take the towels, go to a place where you are alone, slaughter at least 2 or 3 chickens, smear the blood on the towels, speak certain words, incantations. Now, some of the things that you call tongues in your church, they are not tongues, they are incantations. Now, an incantation is something that is, these are words, enchantments, these are words that are spoken by witch doctors. These are words that are spoken by occultic people whenever they want to invoke a certain spirit or they want to invoke a certain realm. They incant, they use incantations, enchantments. When the Bible says there shall be no enchantment against the house of Jacob, the house of Israel shall possess their possessions. There shall be no enchantment against the house of Jacob, no witchcraft against the house of Jacob, no witchcraft against the house of Israel, no incantation against the house of Israel shall stand.